Everybody love to debate till the judges say they lost. Funny how everybody claim they want smoke till the scorecards come across.
My name is my name.
Everybody gangster when the verdict go their way. Taking victory laps, posting on social media all day. But let them catch an L, now the judges all corrupt. Now the rules wasn't fair, now the platform messed up. When you won, it was justice. When you lost, it was rigged. When the spotlight was on you, man, you danced a little jig.
Funny how the narrative changes overnight. You a scholar on Monday, by Tuesday ready to fight.
Y'all don't want accountability, you want applause. Want championship treatment without championship flaws. See, debate ain't about feelings, it's about evidence, argument, and skill. Sometimes you climb the mountain,
sometimes you fall down the hill. You want it to be one way,
but it's the other way.
but it's the other way.
When you win, it's all love.
When you lose, it's another day. You want it to be one way,
But it's the other way.
the same judges you praised last month ain't fair today. You want it to be one way,
But it's the other way.
the facts don't bend for feelings, no matter what you say. My name,
Yeah.
my name.
The hate got me laughing. It really tell the story. If the platform wasn't working, why they obsessed with my glory? Every week somebody got an opinion to proclaim, but they still tuning faithfully. That's re-promotion of the name. Paradigm shift, TV 314 still standing, while critics in the comments keep demanding and demanding. See the infamous perspective, giving viewpoints room to breathe. The black church files digging deeper than was seen. The Himmy takeover, bringing culture to the floor. The GT perspective, asking questions they ignore. Here you get many choices. Ladies' night, giving divas voices. Different minds, different paths, different truth. Reaching the elders and the youth. But it's the other way.
You said the platform needed you, but somehow you still stayed.
Yeah,
You wanted to be one way,
but it's the other way.
the show keeps moving forward.
Yeah. Ain't this what y'all wanted? Now you talking like enemies. That's crazy. Fake online friends lead to bitter ends. Stop me when I'm not saying what's true. Did not give credit where it was due. Yeah. Heard they saying they made deep. Made me say, go ahead, make another me. They want the throne but can't carry the pressure. Now resentment dressing up as bad lectures. You built my platform, but is that true? If you built mine so easy, why you ain't build yours too? See, I was loyal to a far defended bad behavior. Every time they cross the line, I still show favor. Now I'm difficult, now I'm controlling right. After years of me sacrificing, maybe y'all was the reason for my plight. How many times did I compromise just to keep the peace? Now I move how I want and suddenly the friendship cease. Weak people call boundaries betrayal, that's fact. Couldn't control me, so now they attack. Wanted titles without warfare, crowns without scars. Talking reckless from the sideline ain't the same as surviving the war. You said I was the wavy on Sean's stage, so where was you when I was in that cage? Did you defend me the way I defended you? Yes, silence is safer when the real pressure comes through, yeah. You said you made me go in private chats, call me brother on live streams. Never thought it'd be like this in my wildest dreams. And truthfully, I ain't even mad at you. Some things you just can't undo. Now that I know you a bad actor, yeah, you're just another non-factor. See, when they can't duplicate your presence, they seek ways to destroy your essence. Then, when it's revealed they a scavenger, they try to assassinate your character. You couldn't organize a card game, but claim you built me. Then do it again, go ahead and make another DC. I don't watch allies become my rivals, hoping the hate fuels their revival. But lies be the language of bitter men. Oh well, only so long fake thugs can pretend. I opened doors and shared what was mine, but some people only love you when they're basking in your shine. So let them talk, let them complain to whoever will listen. For better or worse, I'm the only cook in this kitchen. You said you made me, go ahead, make another me. If I was so easy to build, my spot should be easy to fill. Go ahead, make another D. Go ahead, make another king. Funny how they hate your name, soon as they can't control the thing. What's done is done, what's said is said. I survived every attack and I'm still not dead. So if you're the reason I became who I am, the way you claim it to be, prove it. Go ahead, make another me. The infamous DMG.
We ain't ducking no smoke. Yeah, the infamous Paradigm Shift TV 314 Worldview Wars Debate League. Bring that smoke. We ain't ducking no smoke. Bring the fire, let it breathe. Arguments get buried when they step into the lead. 3-4 stamp. Put the pressure on your throat. Worldview war. Nah, we ain't ducking no smoke. DMG step in, whole atmosphere shift. Paradigm branded, every bar come equipped. Talk big online, better stand on the quote, cause we came for the fire. We ain't ducking no smoke. Dark room, sharp mind, let the wordplay cut. Weak logic get smoked when the questions erupt. No bluff in the building, no running, no choke. If you claim that you got it, then come prove what you spoke. Facts over feelings, put the claim on trial. Worldview wars, make them walk through the fire. Chin check, hit. Watch the whole tone change. One bad argument, get erased from the game. We ain't ducking no smoke, bring the fire, let it breathe. Arguments get buried when they step into the lead. 3-4 stamps, put the pressure on your throat. Worldview wars. Nah, we ain't ducking no smoke. The infamous DMG Paradigm Shift TV 314 Worldview Wars. To the argument. Bring the pressure. Bring the smoke.
You muted, DMG.
Hey man, I done went into my whole spiel, Steve, and I was muted. That's crazy. Welcome to Paradigm Shift TV 314. It's your brother, the infamous DMG. I ain't gonna even go over all them other names, but listen, y'all already know why we here. The social media title was on the line. We had two of the Worldview Wars Debate League top dogs, the Kemet Infomonger, aka the real comedic scientist, versus the best biblical debater, and some would say the best all-around debater. But right here on Worldview Wars Debate League, Paradigm Shift TV, we call him the last argument standing champion, as well as the reigning, defending social media
champion. But we going to get to them brothers in a minute. Y'all know what it is. Before we get into our spiel, I got to do my spiel. So let me say God bless to all my Christian brothers and sisters. Let me say hotep to all my Kemetic brothers and sisters. I want to say assalamu alaikum to all my Muslim brothers and sisters. I want to say shalom to all my Israelite brothers and sisters. Islam to all my Moorish brothers and sisters. I want to say peace to all my brothers and sisters in the nation of gods and earth, them 5%ers. I want to say halito to all my Abo brothers and sisters. I want to say what's up to all my atheist brothers and sisters. Bless up to all my Rasta brothers and sisters. Last and certainly not least, I want to say jumbo to all the rest of my brothers and sisters throughout the African diaspora, be it here in the wilderness of the United States of America or beyond. I say that greeting for one reason and one reason only. It's because if you're black, I'm with you, and I hope that you're with me. Our different ideologies shouldn't keep us from uniting. We can have unity without uniformity. And last and certainly not least, we can disagree without being disrespectfully disagreeable. So I'm going to start with the challenger, the real Kemetic scientist, Mr. Cab, the Kemet infomonger, and #1 ranked debater in the Worldview Wars Debate League. How did you feel about this debate, my brother? You gotta unmute, Steve. You doing what I did.
Yeah, it was a good debate. My brother Himmy, he stuck to Henry Moore and the definition of monotheism, and kept trying to develop that word belief, and try to make it seem like if I'm functioning on belief and it's about me and my beliefs and so on and so forth. But I kept talking about facts and evidence. But I'm just with bated breath. I'm awaiting the decisions of the judges. I'm not going to relitigate the debate. Hemi's competent. He's a competent debater. It was interesting to say the least. I would say that it was one of my tougher debates, and people are saying it was close. Some people were saying it wasn't that close, but it comes down to the judges at the end of it all.
No doubt, no doubt. And as always, we have two primary judges, and one. Let me answer this right quick. Two primary judges and one alternate. If the two primaries disagree, then the alternate will be called in to split that decision. If the two primaries agree, then we have a unanimous decision. Let me turn it over to the best biblical debater and the newly crowned last argument standing champion. And of course, he is also the reigning social media champion, at least for now. Let me hit this.
The champ is here! The champ is here! The champ is here! The champ is here!
Big Himmy. How you feel about this debate, bro?
What's good, DMG? Shout out to you, Steve. Man, I feel good about it. Steve got part of what he said about my strategy, right? I did focus on Henry Moore because he coined the term and the definition of monotheism, but the point was to show how it's applied academically. You know what I'm saying? So that is based on facts uh, and information, not just belief. The term itself deals with belief, not what I presented. You feel me? So yeah, I feel pretty good about it.
All right, all right. I mean, listen, I ain't gonna lie. That was probably one of, and I say that I've been saying this a lot this summer. So I gotta come up with another term, but I've been saying this a lot this summer. Like, I think this is my new favorite debate. Like, it started with Easy Bands and Nathaniel Hughes, and then it kind of continued to Himmy and Ramo, and then it continued with Steve and, I mean, not Steve and, but Heru and Marple Mouth, and then
Joshua and Gideon.
Joshua and Gideon. I think it just get, well, as the old folks used to say, it get betterer and betterer. And so, hey, real quick, somebody from Team Titans put that commercial for the new tournament in the chat. If you need to be modded up, let me know. But yeah, man, I really enjoyed it, man. I was like, it was like a heavyweight. I ain't gonna say heavyweight, y'all. I don't know if Himmy old enough to remember, but I think my brother Steve is. You remember them welterweight fights between the four kings back in the 80s? Sugar Ray,
Oh yeah,
Duran,
yeah.
Hagler, and Hearns.
Hmm.
That it reminded me of one of them fights.
A
I was like,
slugfest.
man, because you came out like throwing jabs, hooks, uppercuts. I was like, man, Steve, like you came out with a rap or like a spoken word type joint. I was like, what in the world? Yeah, you surprised me, and I felt like you might have staggered the champ, and then Himmy kind of, he settled himself and got in his groove, because he even if he was wavered, he was trying his best not to show it. It's like you had him in a submission move and he snuck out and got you back up against the fence or something, like it was a cage fight. It was crazy. Like, I want to see y'all in that chin check grudge match. I don't know if I even explained it to the two of y'all, but a new way of settling disputes in Worldview Wars Debate League. Like, even if somebody just strongly feel that they didn't lose a debate, the judge's decision is final. But one way y'all could settle it is, I want to challenge Homeboy to a chin check grudge match. 3-minute opening, 3-minute closing. 12-minute chin check, 12-minute chin check. And that's the debate. So, just something new to think about in the future. But I just sent the link to our brother Elder Yara. He gonna come up so he can tap in on why he felt the debate went the way it went. I'm gonna get in with our brother Domo. He sent in a video. He gonna be breaking down why he felt it went the way it went. I'm gonna go to him in just a second. Shout out to the judges. We're gonna start with Domo while we wait for Elder Yara. I'm gonna share my screen and we'll get to our brother Domo's decision.
What's good with y'all? I am Damo, the political plug.
All right. Make my screen full. And
What's good with y'all? I am Damo, the political plug, and I will be breaking down this debate between Big Himmy and Steve Caballero. The title of the debate was, Are Christians Truly Monotheistic? So let's get into it. So get into the judge's scorecard. For clarity, I gave Himmy a 9. The reason why I gave him a 9 is because he established a framework early on, stuck with that framework, and that framework did a good job of developing the understanding from the standpoint of the affirmative. So there was no confusion about what he was saying monotheism was, where he draws his definition from, and what gives that definition authority. And so that type of clarity throughout the entire debate kind of set him up well in each round to be able to have what he needs to fall back on to say, regardless of all of this other stuff he talking about, at the end of the day, this is the definition. This is the historical relationship with the people in this definition. And this is what they say they believe themselves using the scripture. Extremely clear. So 9 for clarity. For evidence, I'm going to say a 7. I appreciate the fact that he had an academic source, a historical source, and a scriptural source, but it was light. And I don't think that the sources were discussed as much as they should have been, as much as they could have been. I think having more of a conversation about, especially in the second round, about the fact that even though it was mentioned, more of a conversation about the fact that Christians came up with that term themselves to distinguish themselves from other groups. And you tried to draw that out in the chin check section. But I think in the rebuttal, spending more time on that and less time on the Elohim conversation, especially when you realize that he probably not going to make that argument. So I felt like the evidence could have been used better. But I give him a 7 for evidence. So for the rebuttal, I give him an 8. So like I was saying, when it came to the evidence, I feel like the Elohim portion kind of took away from other places where you had more offense. I do think he did a good job of, like I said, establishing the boundaries of what his opponent can demand and what is reasonably understood as meaning something isn't monotheistic. So you may disagree with Christianity, but does that mean that they don't believe in one God? You may see their worship and veneration of saints as problematic, but does that change their belief in one God? And so because he was able to do that well in a rebuttal, I give him a 8. For the chin check session, I'll give him an 8. I appreciate how he kept his patience, but I do think there were times where it got a little unruly. The reason why he got an 8 though for sure is because he knew when to stop his time and when to bring things back. And the reason why it's not higher though is because there was a couple of moments where I don't think the questions were offensive, and it kind of gave him an opportunity that in a few places, like on the question of does the scripture prove monotheism, I think that's one of the few places where Himmy broke away from his clear structure to understand monotheism. At no other point in the debate did he leave it up to the scripture to prove it. So using scripture alone in that circumstance, it gave him the opportunity to be like, no, it don't prove it. And it's like, all right. And then on the question of how do we identify belief, once he recognizes that belief is in the definition and he concedes that belief is in the definition, in terms of understanding belief, that's all you need. It's in the definition, which means all of these questions of their actions and everything else, not as important. It's a question of what they believe. So I gave him an 8 in the chin check. And then in the overall impact, I gave him a 9. I feel like the way that he organized this debate was from a very structured standpoint, and you don't see that structure often on YouTube debates. I think that his demeanor carried itself very well, even with an opponent who got a little height, would kind of get at him a little bit in the chin check round. But all in all, I can tell the experience that he has in terms of putting these arguments together and succinctly responding to the critiques against this position specifically. He didn't go down any rabbit holes, just did the job of the affirmative and made his argument as to why Christians are truly monotheistic using the definition that his opponent agreed to. So it set him up well in this debate for a total score of a 41 for the Kemet Infomonger. Let me see. So for clarity, I got to give him a 7. It wasn't that the factual information wasn't clear. I think the issue with clarity here is how does the critique that you bring disconnect Christianity from its definition? There wasn't a clear explanation. And a part of the reason why it wasn't a clear explanation of how that was is because he conceded multiple times the belief part of the definition. The information itself was like, I get it, I understand. That's why it's a 7. But it's more so relevance in the context of, again, obfuscating the relationship with monotheism and Christianity. And the attempts to do that were the deified saints, the deified angels. I get those were the attempts to be like, look, they're polytheistic, but there was no explanation of how just because they prayed to him, it meant that they were God. And there was no scripture that treated angels or saints as God or referred to them as God. So yeah, the information was clear. The only clarity issue that I ran into really had to do with relevance to the topic specifically. The information is relevant to a conversation about Christianity as a whole and how somebody would perceive how Christians move. But in terms of the category and whether or not that category or Christians truly applied or Christians truly fit that category is where the information didn't go far enough. The relevance didn't go far enough. On evidence, again, I gave him a 7 for the same reasons. I thought very good information, very well researched, but one of the main questions of the debate, the infomonger just handed it to Big Himmy on a silver platter with the multiple concessions to the definition. So all of this history that he's presenting and these issues with venerating angels and venerating priests, they don't hit the way they need to because of what the title is asking and the framework the affirmative is laying down. It just wasn't responsive, even though it was. It has to do with Christianity itself, but it more challenges the actions and presents a perception of Christianity as a whole that doesn't disrupt the category of monotheistic, especially in the context of them establishing it themselves to distinguish themselves from other groups. And again, that's not to say simply because they defined it themselves. It's more so the argument against them defining it themselves wasn't up to par in this debate. On the rebuttal, I gave him a 6. By the time we got to the rebuttal, that the Kemet Infomonger would have benefited from a different title. I think the argument that he wanted to make is more complex than whether or not they fit the category. But it doesn't negate whether or not they fit the category. And that's the problem. I can agree with every characterization on the negative in terms of the issues of Christianity, its brutality, the political nature of it all. But does it fit the category of monotheistic? And I think the affirmative just did a better job at showing that. And I think the multiple concessions on the definition helped the affirmative prove that. Then you got the chin check round. The chin check round, I gave him a 6. I felt like it was more hubris than argument. I don't think the questions were productive. Yeah, and I run into this issue debating as well, but you gotta let them talk. You gotta let them talk. And I just think he gave up too much ground multiple times in the chin check round to really be effective. But like for real, asking questions like, is the devil an angel? Like, why is that relevant? I understand the argument you're trying to make with the 3 persons thing, but you're not even giving them enough rope to let him hang himself with the 3 persons thing. Because I thought it was interesting when he answered it that way. And then instead of allowing him to put himself in that position, it's just like he got overly domineering and he was able to wiggle himself out of that. And then in terms of overall impact, I gave him a 7. I do feel like it was a very informative debate on behalf of the Kim and Infomonger. The conversation I think is important. I think it's historically relevant to the larger dialogue about the history of Christianity and the reasons why I wanted to distinguish yourself from other groups. I just don't think this title, like this question of monotheism, just didn't do his position any justice, really. Because I get he's trying to make a point about the inconsistencies in terms of belief, how they move. But as I said multiple times in this debate, when the definition only requires belief, action, and what that looks like becomes secondary, even when you try to say truly, right? Because the definition only requires a true belief. The total score for the Kemet Infomonger, 33. 33 on my scorecard. So with that, I got to get a debate to Himmy. The topic of the debate played more into the affirmative's hand, much more than the complexity and the nuance in the Kim and Infomonger's argument. I think the distinction between the category conversation and the correctness or the whether or not it's right conversation, it benefited Himmy because it allowed him to keep the debate in a simple place. While a more engaging resolution would have allowed the chemist infomonger's perception of Christianity and any contradictions or anything like that to play more a role in how we answer the question of the debate. And so for this to be one of my first debate to judge over here, I'm glad I got to see this one because I do feel like both brothers did their thing. But yeah, it was a good debate. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to DMG. Shout out to Big Himmy. And yeah, I look forward to doing this again.
All right, so we got our brother Elder Yara in the building. Before we go to Elder Yara, Kemet Infomonger, we're going to start with you. How did you feel about Domo's assessment?
Well, Domo has spoken, and that's his assessment. Um, that's his assessment.
All right, all right. I'm like, Big Himmy, then I'm like, wait a minute, he not up here. Big Himmy, I don't know if you even got to hear it, but if you did, how you feel about Domo's assessment?
Yeah, I got to hear it. I had fell out for a second, and then I was just waiting in the back. I think it was pretty accurate. I actually liked the very detailed breakdown, and shows that he, actually watched the debate. I know you said you wanted to give your judges time to watch it multiple times if they need to, and it looked like he did that because every critique and um, valid point that we addressed in our debate, he addressed in doing his scoring. So, I appreciate it. You can't ask for nothing better than that. You know what I'm saying?
For sure, for sure. All right, family. So listen, we gonna get on right, get along right on with it, cause I know Elder Yara, aka the Black Sage, aka the man that was trying to make my man Easy Band's life miserable the other night. Um, we gonna move right on over to the Black Sage because I know he has a wife like myself, and he probably would rather be in her bosom than to be down here talking to us. So I'm gonna get right on to the brother. Black Sage, it is on you, my brother. what did you think about the debate? And then we'll get into your scorecard and everything else.
Shout out to you, DMG. Shout out to the platform, man. Shout out to Paradigm Shift TV. Shout out to Worldviews Debate League. Shout out to Titans Debate League. I see y'all in the chat, man. Shout out to y'all as well. Shout out to both debaters. Shout out to Himmy. And I like that. That's funny. Himmy Kravitz. That's funny. And shout out to the Kemp and Infomonger. Man, you can't say enough about these two brothers in this particular debate, man. I think they both came prepared to present the information that they wanted to present. I think that they both made sufficient arguments for what they wanted to present. Clearly, we have to choose we have to choose, a winner or a draw, and we'll get into that. But I think I agree with you, Brother DMG, that as these debates progress, they've gotten better. And the quality of them, because they started off at a high quality and it's only going up. And so I think that is a ode and a shout out to you as the owner of the Paradigm Shift TV, 314 TV, and your vision. I think you've been able to see how these things go and put together actually topics and debates that people actually do care about in these spaces. So I think you deserve a lot of credit for making this thing happen, and it's an honor to be called upon as a judge to listen to these brothers. I actually watched this debate in real time, right? Word for word, round for round, opening for opening, rebuttal for rebuttal, chin check for chin check, closing for closing. So I had the time to just sit and listen to both the brothers. So it was a great debate.
Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it. For sure. All right. You need me to share the screen or you got it?
You know what? I think I can share my screen if you like.
Okay.
That's up to
Whenever
you.
you're ready.
Okay, I'll do it now. Let me see, man, if I can do this. If I can. Let me see if I can do it. If I don't do it, I might have to have you do it, man.
Okay.
Can you see Big Himmy?
Yep, I see it.
Okay, bet. Let me see if I can.
Oh, you want me to drag it back down for a minute?
Yeah, can you I wanna let me see if I can. There we go. I think I will do it. Can you see it now? Is it real good?
Yep.
Okay, good. Okay. So the last argument standing, night one, are Christians truly monotheistic? Big Himmy, and our good brother Steve Caballero. I'm gonna start out with Big Himmy. It might be kind of small, but let me see if I can make it a little bit bigger. Let me see. Himmy, are you on? Are you still on the panel?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay.
I'm
So
still
can you
here.
see the screen?
Is I'm in the car and it's
Oh,
on
you in
my
the
phone
car?
screen. So yeah.
Okay. So I just wanted to go over what was important in your debate and what you brought out. So I thought that, and then if you could just give me a brief breakdown of why you even implemented this in your debate. So uh, your thesis was simple, right? You had three points of your thesis, right? What is monotheism? Um, and where did the term come from? And does Christianity, what does it say? Own, let me see, I got it. Let me see. And you can help me out. Own, does Christianity's own scripture teach what the definition requires, right? And then you gave an academic definition, and then you gave how many gods does Christianity recognize? And then you talked about somebody has to introduce something additional. So with those four stills from your actual debate, can you sort of give us your premise again based on those four stills that I have here?
Yeah. So academically, the definition is defined as belief in the existence of one God, right? Then the history is that the term was coined, in fact, by a Christian in order to establish that exact belief. You know what I'm saying? Which is Henry Moore. And what I want to show is not just that Christians believe in this, but even when the term is used academically, if you look it up in a Britannica or any dictionary, it's applied to Christians, uh, Muslims, and Judaism. That term itself, in its application and usage, is always applied to Christians. Then I showed that the the Bible itself follows in that by continuously saying uh, there's only one true God. You know, so that was the point. That was my syllogism. It was basically um, here's the term and what it means academically. Here's the history of that term and the etymology of it. Why it became the way that it became. Here's how academics applies the term, and here's how Christianity itself applies the term in usage. So that was it.
Fantastic. And then you also had an additional still throughout your debate. You talked about, and if you can recall them, two questions that should never be confused, right? Is Christianity true? And is Christianity monotheistic? Can you explain your meaning and your understanding behind that part of your presentation?
Because a lot of arguments against Christianity is the basis on whether it's historically sound or true in the realm of history, right? It's not based on what our belief system is and what the Bible says. A lot of times it's about, you know, is this historically true? So let's say, for instance, if I say the Bible says there's only one God, arguing whether or not you believe God exists or Christianity is true, not doesn't answer that question about whether or not Christianity is monotheistic. So I want to separate that because a lot of people will spend time about the history of Christianity, how it's developed, why it was developed, and things like that, instead of dealing with the question at hand. So that was the point in that.
Great. So let me go to my next slide. And then you had two more. You did a compare and a contrast, I believe this was, where you compared and contrast the Hebrew scriptures versus Jesus and the apostles, right? And you brought out these particular verses. Can you talk about that just a little bit?
Well, it wasn't really a contrast; it was a continuation. So,
Continuation, yes.
yeah. So I said, so some people like would say that the Old Testament is Judaism, is not Christianity. So I
Mhm.
showed the Old Testament what it says about there's only one God. But then I had to show how Christianity doesn't remove itself away from the Old Testament. We adhere to the Old Testament as well. So and I showed the continuation as Jesus and his apostles also made the statement that there is one true God. You see what I'm saying? So it was just showing a continuation of this monotheistic belief throughout the entire scripture, not just in the Old Testament. That was the point of that.
Appreciate that. And then the last one for you, Himmy, the question that matters. And I think you highlighted, does this demonstrate that Christianity recognizes more than one God? Can you explain to us why that is the question that matters?
Right. So all of the objections, similar to what the brother Domo said, all the objections that Steve had, where he said that it was a political, the word was coined for political reasons, and they deified uh, saints and angels, and the Nicaea at the Council of Nicaea, they identified Jesus as God. I wanted through all of that, does this, with the question at hand is, does this argument equate to Christianity not being truly monotheistic? The answer is no, because for all this thing, you can say it's problems within a monotheistic belief. Because why are y'all deifying these saints? Why is Catholicism deifying these saints and these angels? What does it mean for Jesus to be God? Those are valid questions, but it doesn't answer the question about what Christians believe as far as um, there being one true God.
All right. Thanks a lot. Um, and then this particular one right here, I know it seems like you're spending a lot of time with your brother Henry, but you brought out a lot of points that I think that you needed to do with your argument, right? You used this screenshot, right? Um,
Yeah, that was a screenshot from actually from Steve's
mhm.
slide.
Right.
So
And why do you think this helped you? I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was going to explain it. So
Mhm,
because if you see on the slide, it gives a definition of a person, right?
mhm,
Um, but he said it's a human being. That's not how we apply the term. Just as a human being, it's just as an identifier or a distinctive uh, identifier, right? And then it says
mhm.
the Council of Nicaea did not say Jesus, God are the same person. Instead, it said, "This is what helped me. The Father and the Son share the same divine nature." So if the Father and Son being distinctive doesn't remove the fact that we believe that there's one true God, because we feel like the Father and Son share that divinity. They share that nature as one God. And I think that's why I put that slide up, to show that even in his um, claim against me, it actually helped me.
All right. I think that might be the last one. Yeah, that's the last one. So, good brother Infomonger Caballero. How you doing, brother?
Hey, good. How are you, Elder Yaro? Good evening to you.
Good evening, brother. Hey man, listen, I want to back up what DMG said too, man. I think your your opening was one of the best I've ever heard in the debate in these spaces, man. So
Thank you.
it definitely caught my attention and kept my attention to wanting to hear. So here in your introduction, right, you gave these two, right, as part of your introductions, right? Can you sort of just break these down to us and how you wanted to deliver your message? And for the audience, it's a reason why I have the debaters do this, and I'll explain it to you after Brother Caballero finishes.
Well, I mean, I tried to introduce some flavor to my debate style, and as I learn, um, you can say that I become more comfortable in debating and what I do. So yeah, DMG mentioned like the spoken word. Yeah, in college I used to do spoken word, so I put a little spoken word in there, and some clips from being spending more time back here in the shift, and supporting what DMG does. I just took some clips of that, and I was playing that as an intro to my section about the debate topic. So just to add a flavor and make it more um, edutaining, so to speak. Do you want me to get into specifics of the slide, LDRO?
Yeah, if you could just go into your methodology and
Uh
then
huh.
your debate premise, just so the people that didn't see your debate or didn't watch it could know exactly what you wanted to relate to the audience.
Yeah.
Is it two?
So my stance, so my strategy was an historical one, right? So based on historical facts and evidence um, throughout. So I did not shift from that. I continued to present historical facts, and I my debate strategy and my premise is an analytical one. So what I set out to do, I said I will address the debate question, and throughout I continue to address the debate question. And yes, so I also brought up Henry Moore and his definition, but that just happens to be something that my opponent and I did similar. But also the way that we dissected that definition was different. I continue to say that beliefs can be correct or they can be incorrect. In that definition, there is the word belief. But I also said that people have beliefs, and just because they believe in something doesn't make it correct. And I can also say that in terms of critical thinking, it's not very we it's not very it's not critical thinking to have a belief and not to question our beliefs. So yeah, so that was part of it, even though we shared that definition from Henry Moore, and in that definition it mentions belief. Then yeah, the next slide that you have up there about yeah, the historical aspect of it as well is that yes, uh, in terms of history, Christianity, remnants of it, was present, and the Roman Empire. Um, so the Romans themselves, well, whatever their practices, um, prior okay, so prior to becoming Christian, their practices throughout have been pagan. The people who they conquered, they absorbed their spiritual tradition, and then it became part of the Roman spiritual Roman tradition. Then they legalized Christianity, and the Romans didn't stop doing that. They continued with this practice, their pagan practices, and because they're an empire and they have the power, they can say whatever they want to say, and it's part of history. History is his story, and that is part of the Roman history, that they have the power to say whatever they want, and then they can say that it's true because they have the power to do so. So they say that it's monotheistic, and they continue to say that for 2,000 years, and now it's become part of the definition. And then we say, yes, okay, they believe that. They've been saying that for so long, they have the power to say that. So therefore, it must be true. But if that's the, if that, well, as I said later on about actions, well, if that's how, well, comparing Christians to Jews to Muslims, Muslims would say something different, and also some Jews would say something different in terms of what monotheism is.
Appreciate that. Next slide. I think these are very interesting,
Mhm.
very informative slides. This is another part of your introduction, and
Yeah.
this is part of your round one. And I think this is really a solid slide. I learned a lot
Mhm.
from this part of your presentation right here, myself personally.
Mhm.
But if you could just give us an overview of that really briefly.
Well, the
These are
introduction, I brought in. I'm sorry, I brought in a little bit. I thought I'd try to be creative in terms of just talking about parlaying, and there you see up there about the paradigm shift and the gambler's analogy, about just any doubts, because from my humble opinion, that the affirmative should be 100% affirmative, and there shouldn't be any any gaps in their argument. And I tried my best to exploit those gaps, and I would think that there were gaps in the argument about Christians being truly monotheistic, and regardless of what people believe. But that first slide right there is Henry Moore, and Henry Moore, well, yeah, he was an Anglican priest in the 1600s, and I gave his birth date and his death date, because it's historical. My in my introduction, I said it was historical and analytical, and I did that throughout. I presented dates throughout, and also birth dates and death dates, and what was going on historically um, throughout this history of Christianity, so to speak. So there's Henry Moore, and my reason for is just to provide a contrast that this is what Henry Moore actually looked like, and also to give a little bit about his possible mentality. And some folks, because they are of that civilization or of that culture, somewhere within them, they do think that whatever they do and whatever they say is right because they have the power to do so, and that's the colonizer's mindset. And Henry Moore was of that persuasion. So in this definition, what I was saying throughout was that the reason for coining this wasn't to make a distinction between a monotheist and okay, even if it is to make a distinction between a monotheist and a polytheist, the polytheists are not as good as monotheists, right? I'm sorry, the polytheists are not as good as monotheists. So therefore, because Henry Moore, who's a priest, and other members of that empire, because they have the power, what should they do to those polytheists? So that, in my mind, that is the distinction, because it comes down to political power and might. So yeah, there's a distinction there, but what do we now do? I'm a monotheist, and those people over there are polytheists. Okay, it's clear, I believe that I'm a monotheist, but now what do I do to those polytheists? And I said what was done to those polytheists throughout history.
Got it. Got it. That's awesome. I appreciate that. And like I said, I really appreciate that. I learned a lot from both you and Himmy, but I learned a lot. I've seen Moore's name in a lot of citations. I never really looked into it, but I was glad to see all of this. So this was a great slide. And if anybody's interested in putting things in the library that's important for these documentations, I would reach out to Brother Steve and ask his permission to use the slide. It's a good piece of information. All right. And this one right here, brother, can you just go? I think you just touched on this a little bit.
Yeah,
but I thought you made a good point here too.
Thank you, Elder Yara, for this opportunity. So I went a little bit deeper, right? I didn't just stick with monotheism. I also presented a contrasting view, and that is that of polytheism. And during the chin check and after that, there was a bit of confusion, and the confusion was, and a lot of it was words being attempting to put words in my mouth, things that I wasn't saying. I did not say that Henry Moore coined his phrase to make a distinction between polytheism, that the polytheist. No, that was Philo. And it says right, and my opponent said that that's not what I was saying, right? So it says right here, the term coined from the Greeks, poly, many, and theos, gods, and was originally coined, right, at one moment in time by the Jewish writer Philo of Alexandria to argue with the polytheistic Greeks. It was Philo who did that, not Henry Moore. Lynn may have said that that was Henry Moore's purpose, but I didn't see a quote. I didn't see a quote from Henry Moore where he said that was his reason for coining this phrase. So Philo coined the phrase, and here it's being said that That's why Philo coined it. And then also here we have Thomas de Quincey, who used the word, he came up with the word polytheism. So both of them were using this word polytheism. So first we have Philo came up with this word polytheism to argue against the polytheistic Greeks. And then you have Thomas de Quincey, who also use that word polytheism. So I didn't just stick with monotheism, I also contrasted it with polytheism because here we're talking about labels. And too often this is what we do as a people, as a civilization, as a human species. We put labels on people. And then when you put these labels on these are human beings we're talking about here. So we put labels on them. And what is the reason for putting labels on them? To objectify them, to make them into objects. So now you're an object, you're not a human being, you're not equal to me. So now I can do atrocious things to you. Instead of allowing the people to speak for themselves. And maybe they, like these polytheists, maybe they will be able to explain for themselves, and maybe spending some time with these polytheists and learning of their culture and learning of their civilization and learning of their traditions. That's my reason for presenting a contrast in terms of monotheism and polytheism.
Yeah, I think that's great. And I think as I was listening to the debate, I heard you going through that a couple of times, and I think I think you made a great point here, and it deserved to be reiterated.
Thank you. Thank
For
you
the
so
people
much.
here, because you made a good point. There you go. I also have you here.
Yes,
This particular slide. Can you talk about that a little?
I'm looking for it. Okay, so I have my printouts here. So, I mean, I am a former Roman Catholic, so I know what goes on, and I'm not saying that they torture you, but I know what the indoctrination is about. The indoctrination from the Catholic, and Catholic are Christians, is to put fear in your heart, is to put fear in you, and that is to say, you see what we did to Jesus, what we did to him. You go against this empire, you go against the state, and we're going to do the same thing to you. And that's part of the symbolism. That's the undercurrent that a lot of folks, it's there, but they don't want to acknowledge it, right? That it's about keeping people in line and keeping people under control. And also in terms of those, and again, people's traditions are people's traditions. And I'll tell you, I'm a former Roman Catholic, right? I could say the rosary, I know how I could go take communion, I could do all of that. I was confirmed, communed, christened into Roman Catholicism. My family members are Roman Catholicism, right? So I know how it functions. The other parts, and I also know that just because the empire says that they're Roman Catholic, or they say that they're monotheistic, but what do? They do the very same things as the pagans, as the polytheists, and sometimes even worse because they have the power to do so. So saying that you're monotheistic is one thing, but then what you actually do in practice is something different. So in uh, yeah, my opponent kept saying, okay, it's just me and it's my words or whatever. But just because they say that they're monotheists, that doesn't mean that they're not worshiping idols. Because even my opponent in the chin check, he said that money is an idol. He said that anything is an idol. But for some Christians, because it's an image of Christ or the Virgin Mary or whatever it is, that has to do with their paradigm and their model. No, that's sacred. That's not an idol. But my opponent also said that anything can be an idol. So why isn't this an idol? So yeah, I said I gave a definition of idol worshipers. I gave a definition of Christian, and I also gave a definition of pagan. And I'm saying that yes, Roman Catholics are pagan, and it's not, to me. It's not an insult. It's not an insult to be a pagan. It's not an insult to be a polytheist. It's not insulting. It's just that people don't want to be identified at the short end of the stick, that the polytheists and the pagans, they were the ones who received the abuse. So they want to identify with the power and say, no, I'm a monotheist. But hey, a polytheist with they were on the receiving end, right, of the atrocities.
I appreciate that. I think those are all great points. And that's why I brought these out, because I feel like these are points that maybe you didn't have enough time to get all the way through and explain in depth, but that they were important to your overall premise. And I thought they were actually good points that you brought out.
Thank you.
So I appreciate that you sharing with us. So, Big Himmy. So here's my judge's notes, right? In the chin check session, right, of Himmy's at this minute mark right here, the 10-minute mark, 19 seconds. The info marker, you concedes to Big Himmy's academic definition, and the other judge, the previous judge, also brought this out, that you clearly conceded. I said Jimmy right here, but Big Himmy's academic definition of monotheism as the fundamental belief of Christianity. And that is the topic of the debate. I feel like as great as the brother did in laying out his premise, the infomonger, I feel like that he had an uphill battle with the title. And what I believe Himmy did effectively was stay in the pocket of that title, and he did not move the entire debate. He did not move. I rarely see people not get thrown off by what their interlocutor or their opponent is saying, or what they're throwing at them, whether they agree or disagree. Brother Himmy did not move from that pocket. He stayed on topic of the debate. I think that definition that he gave at the very beginning, the academic definition of monotheism, holds true. And when he brought out Priest Moore, for me, it was interesting in that, because he is historically noted in the realms of Hall of Academia as the one who coined the definition of what monotheism is. And when you conceded to that, because in multiple slides, Brother Cat, when you concede to that point, that is actually the debate. Although I feel like your information at points of time were more academic and scholastic, I think that overall, he held you to a standard of that academic definition from jump, and that was a very brilliant move by Big Himmy. And I don't think there was any way you could fight your way out of that with all of the proper sources and scholastic prowess that you had, brother, because you clearly do. I just felt like it was just an uphill battle for you, and you had no way to go with that. And so then at the 8-minute and 30-second mark, the infomonger, you can see that the Christian theologian Moore coined the term monotheism. He also used Moore as a source. Then you stated you was not aware of the source that you used, and Himmy bought that out. And once, I don't debate for debaters during the debate, and I heard that, and I wouldn't have mentioned it in my assessment if Himmy didn't mention it. But because Big Himmy mentioned it and he caught it, then I have to bring it in, right? I feel like I'm compelled to bring it in. And with that, I feel like you conceded on two of the major points of his premise. And so with that, I felt like Himmy, and I rarely do this, right? I rarely give 10s or perfect scores, but I felt like Himmy clearly, even in contrast to the previous judge, but I felt like Himmy stayed in the pocket. And based on the scorecard, I have a rubric on what I can judge by and how I can judge by it. So with clarity, I usually give all the debaters a 10 to see if they actually know the information. That's why I have the debaters go through their information the way that I do in this judgment section, because a lot of people just copy and paste and then they read when they get into a debate and they don't understand the information. But these brothers here tonight, as you see, they clearly had an understanding of what they wanted to say and how they wanted to say it, which tells me that they actually studied for the debate. So I gave Brother Himmy a 10 on clarity. I gave him a 10 on the evidence because his evidence was, are Christians truly monotheistic? And based on the academic and scholastic source that he brought out and the definition of monotheism, it is clearly Christian. It's not any other religion. It's not polytheism. It's not monolatrianism. It's not henotheism. It is Christians are truly monotheistic. And I think he didn't stray from that. In the chin check session, I gave it to Himmy because I think that, again, as I showed, you gave him two key points that concedes to his premise. So I gave it to him. And so overall impact, I gave Himmy another 10. So that's 50 out of a 50. And I gave Brother Infomuck, I gave you a 10. I gave you a 9 on the evidence. I thought your sources were great. But I don't think that at times they were on topic. Right. And so even in your rebuttals, I think some of your rebuttals, you couldn't really rebut because you were agreeing to his information. You were agreeing to the two standards of the premise he brought out, right? Especially with the academic definition of monotheism and then bringing in more, priests more, your information agrees with that. And that's why I had, when Himmy used a clip of your slide that you gave about monotheism, it clearly was the definition that Himmy used in his academic source for what monotheism is. And your slide actually says it. It lays it out almost word for word. So I feel like you conceded multiple times to Himmy's premise on that source. Like I said, I think that title just had you pigeonholed and just you couldn't really get out of it. And then in the chin check session, you just conceded to again Himmy's premise way too many times. And so during the chin check session round, I got it right here. He exposed your contradiction using your own source on Henry Moore. And for me, that's a knockout in the chin check. That's a knockout because he showed your contradiction. And using with your own source. So I think that means that he was listening to you clearly. He was taking notes and he was prepared to answer. So I had to give you an overall impact of a 7. So that scores you a 39 out of 50 for me. And so with that, I have to give my vote to Big Himmy. But shout out to both you brothers, man.
All right. So we're gonna go to the Kemet Infomonger first, and then we'll go over to Big Himmy for his reaction to both of the judges' decisions now being in and what their assessments were. Kemet Infomonger, how you feeling about Elder Yara's assessment?
Congratulations, Big Hemi. And Aliyara said that you're flawless. Congratulations on being flawless. I just like to say I saw that debate that you had with King J about were there like the descendants of African Americans, were they Christian? And in your debate, you were bringing out like what Christians say and what Christians do, and you say that those people who enslaved and it's a different topic, right? But you said that those people who enslaved the descendants of African Americans, even though you might say that you're saying that they weren't Christians, right? I'm saying that in terms of monotheist, it's saying one thing and then doing something different. So congratulations to Big Hemi. And, I guess actions don't really matter. It's what we believe. And belief supersedes actions. So let's continue not to be critical thinkers, and let's continue to be believers.
All right. The Kemet Infomonger. And remember, whoever wins, Himmy just won the last argument standing. So he and Joshua will be having a face-off this Sunday. Whoever leaves the champ at Debate Mania will still have to see the Kemet Infomonger at Night of the Living Arguments. So don't think y'all seen the last of the Kemet Infomonger. Big Himmy and still.
The champ is here! The champ is here! The champ is here! The champ is here!
The Worldview Wars Debate League social media champion. Talk to us.
Yeah. Appreciate it. Hey, good job, Steve. Like, great debate. Like I said, bro. I had watched a couple of your debates prior to. I always like to study my opponents prior to actually getting in the ring. And you turned it up a notch, like when you was debate, like, cause I came like kind of, and I think that's what DMG was speaking to in the beginning. I was like, kind of like not as my hyper self like I usually am when I did my opening in my first round, but after your round, I was like, oh, bro, got a little spunk, and I ain't know Steve get down like that. That made me turn up in my, in my second round and in the Q&A. So you definitely are a formidable opponent, bro. I think you did really well, but I agree with what the judge said as far as um, the title. And it's not that I brought the title. You actually brought that title to me, and I just agreed. Soon as you brought it, that's why I didn't even fight back because I was like, man, this in my wheelhouse. So, but like I said, good job, bro. And as far as me still being a champ, man, I appreciate the judges, Damo and Elder Yara, aka the Black Sage. What I love about DMG, what how these judges are doing, um, giving these extensive and detailed breakdowns, man, showing us that they in the debate and studying our slides, looking at what our actual premises is and how and our syllogisms and how we're laying out our arguments and how they follow. I really appreciate that. So even if I had lost, just hearing their breakdowns, you know what I'm saying, it's refreshing. So I really appreciate that from both judges. And I'm still the champ, man. Still the champ. Good
No
day, man.
doubt. You had a good week, brother. You had a good week. Last argument standing and retained your title. You had a good week, man. The best biblical debater. Um, we got Domo in the building. Before we go to Domo, I got a question for both of y'all. Do y'all want to know what the alternate's decision would have been, or would y'all like to know that in private? I could just send y'all his scorecard. It's up to y'all.
I don't mind either way. It's up to Steve. Steve, what you say, Steve?
Uh, it doesn't matter to me.
All right, we'll move on. I mean, it's I just wanted to know if y'all not worried about it. It's not a must. Domo, talk to us, man. I loved your detailed breakdown. I think that's the first opportunity we've had where a judge ended up sending in a video as opposed to being able to be here live to read they breakdown of their assessment. So excellent job. You set the bar high. And shout out to the world champ Lucifer. Hey Lucifer, when it come to my sister Michelle Turner, Satan the Lord rebuke you. Alright? He rebukes you, brother. He rebukes you. Go ahead, Domo, talk to us, man. Unmute your mic. Oh no, you unmuted. If you're talking, we cannot hear you. You might have to go out and come back in. All right, we're gonna wait for Domo to come back in. We're gonna put the link in the chat. Here we go. All right, let's see if we can hear you, bro.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
All right, bet. Nah. So I actually had a lot more to say, but because I apologize for low energy. I did that at like 10 o'clock last night, and going over my notes, it took like about an hour and a half. Then I had to reduce that down to like I got that down to like 40 minutes. Then I had to reduce it down to 11 minutes. Um, but just because I wanted to make sure that I gave the arguments its due justice. But what I say is that I think this was a question of more so experience debating on YouTube than anything else. Because what Himmy recognized is that when you have a more simplistic title or a more simplistic resolution, like that's really just centered around, or that can be just centered around a definition, then it makes the burden easier on the affirmative if it has the type of structure that Henry was able to bring in this debate. So creating that's why like I felt like creating an authority around the definition, it simplified his task, it simplified what he needed to do. And so uh Steve's debate was much more complex and was much more nuanced. But the question of the debate didn't require all of that nuance. And so I think what happened is, and I see this happen often, is that we have arguments that we kind of create in our head surrounding topics that we're familiar with, and then we put them on the debate stage, and the complexity of the argument isn't provided enough room to kind of grow when you have such a simplistic topic, because everything that Christianity can be monotheistic, and every criticism of the negative still be true, right? Like it wasn't that that Hemi kind of downplayed or dismissed the criticism from the negative. It was just that the criticism didn't answer the question. And so I think like when we think about these topics, I don't think Steve, I don't think you did your position justice by focusing on whether or not they're monotheistic. I think the bigger question that you had more offense on, and then even listening to what you explained to Yara, the bigger question that you had more offense on was is what does it mean to label? What did it mean for them to label themselves as monotheistic? And what did it mean for like pagans or other groups to be called pagan or called polytheistic, right? Because like what you was explaining to Yara is that the reason why these labels are being deployed in the first place is to dehumanize other forms of belief and people who have those other forms of belief. And so you can concede that yes, it's monotheistic, and then go into but having a greater, more in-depth argument about what it means for Christianity to create these labels. Now, you never know if somebody's gonna take that debate, right? But I think what happens is people jump at these types of definition-based debates because it's like if I can just establish some academic historical authority surrounding this definition, then the affirmative is always going to have the advantage. And so I think that you would have put yourself in a better position having a debate more focused on what does it mean for labels like monotheistic and polytheistic and pagan to be deployed, and whether or not Christianity uses those labels to dehumanize other groups of people, like you were saying. That's what your argument was, which I think is a great argument. It's something I agree more with, right? But when in a debate just about whether or not somebody fits the label, right? Like you don't get to spread your wings like I mean you well not you don't get to. You can spread your wings like that, but does that space actually do the argument you were trying to make justice? And that's why like even Himmy probably would have scored higher if the burden was higher, right? Like if he had just being able to be like, look, here's the definition, here's somebody that agrees with it, here's how the scripture shows where it is, and that's it. It's like, yeah, like you right in that context, but it doesn't require a lot in order to make that argument. And so that's why a lot of Henry's speech time was dedicated to saying what the negative needed to do. And one thing I also want to point out, just any debaters that's listening, you don't do yourselves no justice saying this is what my opponent has to do, right? It's your job to say they can't do it, right? So when we just leave it at, oh well, if my opponent wants to win, they gotta show this, and this. Well, what happens when they do that? Now you got to come back and then try to clean it up. Oh, they did it, but no, you already said that's what they got to do to win. So it didn't become a problem for him in this debate, but just generally, I hear that often when people are saying like my opponent has to, my opponent. No, it is your job to say even if that's what they got to do, they can't do it for these reasons. They can't meet that threshold for these reasons. You know what I'm saying? And
Can I
so that's why I
respond?
felt like
Can I
Himmy would
respond?
have scored. Yeah, let me just finish just a second. You got it. Himmy would have scored higher if more of his speech time went into breaking down the argument or kind of extrapolating the argument as opposed to because like once you laid down that groundwork, the work was done. Then it just what I'm saying. Then it just became about expounding on that. And so yeah. So I think when we're coming up with debate topics, you want to give the argument that you want to make. You want to shape the debate around the arguments you want to make of substance. I mean, just because proving whether or not Christianity is monotheistic doesn't get to the point that you're actually trying to make, and that is that the term was created and deployed as a way to diminish other groups of people.
Can I respond now?
Yeah, you got it.
Okay, so your critique of Hemi is your critique of Hemi, but I would ask, so what were Christians doing religiously and spiritually, um, other than the fact that they had the technological advantage in terms of money? I'm sorry, in terms of weaponry and technology and sheer brutality. What were they doing religiously or spiritually that's so different than the polytheistic pagans?
I mean,
Other than having a text where supposedly they're monotheistic within that text, what were they doing that was different than the polytheistic pagans who had less weapon technology?
in the context of what? What do you mean? Like they was doing a
Again,
lot. They was different cultures. They was
I thought
different.
my question was
There was
clear.
different types of people. I don't know. I
Oh,
get
they're
you, but
different.
again,
I
this is
got
the
you. No, that's
this
it.
is
You don't
kind of
need
the
to
point.
elucidate. You don't need to.
Whoa, hold on,
You
hold on,
don't
hold
need.
on.
No,
Time
no.
out,
They're
time out,
different
time
types of
out,
people.
time out,
That's it.
time out,
You
time
answer
out.
my question. I'm not debating you, my brother.
All
They're
right, hold on,
different
hold on, hold
Yeah,
types
hold
of
on,
on.
people.
but you
That's it.
asked me a
I
question.
got you.
Like you asked me a
They're
question.
different types of
So it's
people.
like
That's it.
either allow me to answer the question, or you can, or we can. Yeah, we ain't gotta. You know what I'm saying? Like you asked me a question. But I think even the question that you asking is kind of getting to the point of that's why this topic doesn't do what you're trying to prove any justice. Whether or not they fit the title of monotheistic isn't your end point. Like even you asking, well, what were they doing? Anything any different? Like they didn't. It's not the question of whether or not they're monotheistic is whether the belief itself espouses one God.
All
Because
right,
in
so
the
Steve,
definition, it's a question of belief.
He got it. He got it. He got it. You're absolutely correct, Mr. Domo. You're right.
I was about to say I think Steve's question might have been rhetorical, but y'all worked it out amongst yourselves. Uh, Steve, did you want to finish your response or?
No, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. I'm cool.
Look, whether or not he want to take the
I'm
advice,
not.
I'm telling the rest of y'all.
I'm not
Think through y'all
responding to you,
topics.
Mr. Domo. I'm
I'm
not
not, no, I'm
responding to
talking to the
you.
rest of them. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the rest of the channel. I'm talking to the other debaters. That's why I said, regardless of whether or not anybody want to take this advice, as somebody who understands this activity, has been a part of this activity on both on YouTube and off of YouTube, think through, have a better understanding of what it is that you're trying to prove in the debate, and make sure to the debaters, make sure what you want to prove is sufficient. You have a sufficient topic in order to do so. Set yourself up for success. Make sure that your topic aligns with the offense that you're trying to generate in the debate. Simple.
So what would you have done to win? What would you have done to win, Mr.
Yeah, I
Domo?
think
What
he
would you
missed your
have done
point,
to win?
though.
Nah, what? Well, what I would have done to win is I would have asked Himmy, if we set up the debate. I would have asked Himmy, what is the value of being monotheistic? Does it
And
does it like,
that would have allowed you to win. And because I didn't do that, right? So that would have allowed you to
no,
ask
no,
Hemi,
that
what's the
it's
value of monotheistic, of
no.
being monotheistic?
I'm saying your flaw was in agreeing to a topic about a definition, about a
Yes.
category, about a
Yes.
label, without putting yourself in a position to get deeper into whether or not they match the label. I don't care if they match the label. The impact of that label. All of your offense was a question of the impact of that label, what they do as they deploy that label, and regardless of, like,
But
because even when you admit that somebody can
but
believe something
you
and
said
it's
they're
true or not.
different people. You said they're different people.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah,
not
yeah. You got it. You got it, bro.
what they were doing.
I'm not
It's
bickering
not
about
about
dumb
what they
stuff.
were doing. The fact is that they're different people. It's just that
No,
it's different people doing the same thing. And because one group is saying that they're monotheistic, they're and they're both doing the same thing. It's just that one is saying that they're monotheistic, but they're doing the same thing.
right. But what they do wasn't the
And you
question of the
just said
debate.
you just
It
said
was whether
right.
they matched the
You
it-
just said
because
right.
it was whether they matched whether their belief matches how it was categorized.
But
Their
they're doing the
actions
same
are
thing. Their
beside.
practices are the
That's
same.
not.
Their
That's not.
spiritual
That
practices are
wasn't the
the
question of
same.
the debate.
Their
That wasn't the
spiritual
question of the
practices
debate.
are the same. You just said
That
right.
wasn't the question of the debate. The
But
question of the debate was: Are
one
Christians
group is
truly
saying that they're
monotheistic?
monotheist and they're doing the same thing as the polytheist, and they're right. And the polytheists, because their position is weaker, they don't have the military strength, they don't have the technology, but their spiritual practices is reflected
That
in
has
monotheism,
nothing to do
and
with the
and and,
topic.
and their spiritual practice. So which means it boils down to power. Who has the
No,
power?
we don't. Not the topic.
Oh,
The
it
topic
doesn't.
is:
Okay,
Are
it
they
boils down to belief.
monotheistic?
It boils down to belief then,
No, it doesn't boil
because the
down to
word belief
belief.
is in the
Belief is in
definition.
the definition. It
Oh, the
doesn't
word
boil
belief is
down
in
to
the
belief.
definition, right? And
It,
also,
it doesn't
it's
boil
a
down to
biblical debate.
belief.
Also, it's a biblical debate, not one that has to do
Oh yeah, bro.
with history.
Listen. You
You got
keep
it. You
picking the
got it, my
topic. You
brother. You
you keep
got it.
thinking you
You
got
got
it,
it.
bro. I know. I know. I kick ass in debate. I know. I know. I wouldn't let nobody set me up on a topic like this. I wouldn't spend that much time talking about history and factual evidence about a topic that just
Boss, you the
asked whether or
man. You
not
the
somebody
man,
fits the
boss. You
definition.
the man. You the man.
I
Pump your
am.
chest.
All right,
I
Yeah,
listen,
am.
yeah. Pump
listen,
your chest.
listen, listen,
I am.
listen, listen, listen,
Yeah,
listen. Let's
100%.
I'm gonna drop the link in the chat. If y'all up to it, I'm gonna take maybe 3 or 4 people, see if they got a question for either one of the debaters, comment, or if they got a question for one of the judges. We're gonna try to keep it brief, and then we're gonna let both Steve and Himmy close out. And then, of course, y'all know I got some commercials I know people don't like my commercials or the timing of my commercials, but salute. It got to be done. Link is in the chat. Come on up. And if you got a question or a comment for a judge or a debater, we will let you get that off. And in the meantime, let me show y'all what we got coming up. So this Sunday, remember, Himmy won the last argument standing, which gives him an automatic shot at the Worldview Wars Debate League world title against that old serpent, the devil, who trying to corrupt my sister, Michelle Turner, the way he did Eve in the Garden of Eden. Joshua, the scholastic bully, a.k.a. Lucifer, the devil. Get away from my sister, bro. You're not going to do her the way you did Eve. But that's Sunday, August 23rd, this Sunday, 5:15 p.m. Central Time. They will be having a face-to-face to determine the topic for the Debate Mania main event. So y'all be here for that face-off. This is the third meeting between the scholastic bully and the best biblical debater. Last year at Debate Mania, Joshua took it. Then in December of last year at the Final Word, Big Himmy took it. So this is the rubber match at Debate Mania next month. We raising the tier on the channel for the membership to $10. If you want to see it, it's a 3-night event, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. $10 is not a lot of money. So if you want to see it, I'm going to tell you how to do it. All it takes is a $10 channel membership, and you'll get all of these premium live events that we doing every month. This month, it was a freebie. Last argument standing. Next month is Debate Mania. The month after that, you know, it's Halloween season. So we got to do Night of the Living Arguments. And there you see my man, the real comedic scientist, a.k.a. Mr. Cab, the Kemet Infomonger. He will be receiving his world title shot at Night of the Living Arguments, whether it's against Big Himmy or whether it's against Joshua. I told y'all ain't seen the last of Mr. Cab. So, with that being said, we got some people up here. I see my man Kassad, and I see the Queen B in the building. Kassad, you got a question or comment for one of the judges, Big Himmy or the Kemet Infomonger?
I kind of just got a comment. Then I got a question for you, really, DMG.
Okay.
Yeah,
Talk to me.
So the comment is, I kind of think it's funny though. Hey, and peace and blessings to everyone on the panel. Shout out to my brother Elder Yara on the channel, man. Shalom. I just think it's funny. For one,
Hey, Shalom.
I think he for one should have focused on the actual Christians' beliefs. Like if you just actually focused on that, it would have been real easy to prove that it's not really monotheistic. But it's just funny to me, like you couldn't be the Christian, but you really thought you was gonna be able to step to me and beat me. That's so funny. Like this guy, he just makes me laugh. So my question to you, DMG, as you said, man, I got to face the winner between these two. So I'm saying now, do I get to beat up this Christian? Because I think not only am I gonna take his title, but you're gonna have to give me the title of the best biblical debater over here on the channel. It's gonna be that simple.
You coming up here like that, Kassad?
Hey man,
You coming up here like that? I just want to ask you before we get into this, right? Before we get into this, because we got the Queen Bee up here, and you know she already. I don't want her being like DMG wouldn't even let me talk. So I'm gonna try to get this done as quick as possible. Listen, do you know who Big Himmy is, bro? I mean, do you really know? Cause I don't know if you know, man. Big Himmy, you want to respond to
Then, then,
our
then.
good brother
I'm trying
Kasai?
to think. Was it what did KLT beat him? I'm trying to think. Was it KLT that beat him?
Dudes always, but people always trying to throw rocks at the sun, bro. I'm not worried about what this nigga got to say, but he talking about the best biblical, all this. He tanks on the ground. He remember seeing me up here, damn near 6, 7 months ago, issuing out challenges. Where was he then? I ain't seen him. I ain't seen him, Gideon, none of them. So I don't understand where all this bravado he got because I beat Steve in the debate come from now. If you up next, what's how you pronounce your name? Just Chassad, whatever it is. Line it up. DMG put us in interrogation room, however you a negotiation room, whatever it is, we hash out the topic. If you want to do something in the Bible, I'm willing to do that. If you want to do something out the Bible, I'm willing to do that. It don't matter. But y'all, I keep telling y'all, it's different when you actually gotta sit across whatever it is you believe, whatever it is you understand, whatever knowledge it is that you think you have. When you have to sit across from me, when it's time to go uh, slide for slide and go question for question, is different. So I know it sounds good. You got all this bravado, but we gonna see what this about. Uh,
Hey man, that's the big BBD, man. Hey, listen, best biblical debater, man. I just,
Uh,
hey,
I,
I,
I
I
I
don't
think
know,
it's
bro.
I think it's
Go ahead,
real
man. It's
funny.
on you. It's
I
on
think it's
you.
real. I think it's real funny. He mentioned the couple months ago thing because when y'all Rob brought me over here, I was the one issuing a challenge. Y'all was the one trying to talk. If I remember, it was the bar reloaded talking about some. Oh, we ain't debating none of y'all. Like what? What are we talking about here? Like, why do the cats get up here and try to spin the narrative? What is we
do
talking
we
about?
do we DMG? This ain't that live still up? We can run a tape. I challenge every person in tanks on the ground to a Trinity debate, to is Jesus God debate, whatever what it is y'all wanna. I already had one with about the Most High. I debated
So, so listen.
KOT.
So listen. What we gonna do? We gonna get through your face off with the
Yeah,
world champ,
yeah.
and we gonna figure out how we gonna move. If you gonna try to hold both belts at the same time. If you win, is you gonna give up the social media title? And we not, because we can't even assume that you gonna dance with the devil and walk away the same. So you might not win the world title. We gonna discuss all this after debate mania. Meanwhile, we may
Wait,
have to find another opponent for my brother uh Kasai. Let's go to the Queen Bee, because I don't want her saying that I was being biased towards her. Queen Bee, it's on you.
DMG, I do not always just say stuff,
Okay, okay. If you say
complain.
if
I
you say so,
don't,
if you say so, if you say
I
so,
don't always just complain about things.
if you say so.
Congrats, Himmy. First of all, you got Damo this time. I like this judge. It's my favorite debater. Well, I just want to thank
Yeah, I
him
seen
for
I
saying what
seen
he
you in
said.
there. I ain't never seen you fan out like you was doing in the chat tonight. I say, damn, okay.
Hey, look, I tried to debate him. I didn't get to debate him, but he's my favorite debater. And everything he said to Himmy is what I was saying, so I just feel vindicated in that. Also, I do agree with him with Steve. I think Steve had a good argument, and right when he was like getting Himmy, he kind of would like jump off that topic to another one, and I think he just needed to stay on it a little bit more. But I think he gonna do his next. Like He actually is a really good debater. I think that y'all don't go sleeping on Steve. Please don't. Like I want to see him debate some more.
He up next,
Yeah,
October 25th. Whoever
don't
got the
go.
world title,
No,
Yeah,
I'll
you
see
know
you.
it's gonna be Himmy. It's gonna be Himmy. We know.
I'm
So
DMG. I'm the weak link in that tandem. We got a tandem on the 29th. Don't forget
Yeah,
that
nah,
tandem on
hell
the
no, you
29th.
not. You going against Yaya, boy.
he might come
Anyway,
into
so
he might come into Night of the Living Arguments with a co-holder of the tandem titles. So
yeah, you know.
hey, it's yeah. So
Uh,
but go ahead and finish up what you were saying, huh?
no, that's it. I was just saying it was. I mean, it's a good job and good job both of y'all. That's all, and I'm not complaining. And it was a good time to do a commercial this time. Thank you.
All right.
Later, y'all. Peace.
Peace. All right, so listen, man, I'm gonna get a mic back to Kassad. I gotta hear more of this because maybe we can get you another opponent lined up. We got. Wait a minute, my bad. Speaking of getting you another opponent lined up, we got the eye smiter Jose Francis in the building. Unmute your mic, Jose.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
What's up, man? Talk about you got a question or comment for either Himmy, Steve, or both.
Well, man, congrats to Hemi for winning the debate. But Steve is not out. We do have a debate coming up the 29th. We expect to walk away with those belts on our shoulder. You definitely have not seen the last of us. You know that already. But as far as Kassad, I have moved on to bigger and better things, so you'd never hear me challenge him again.
Oh man.
Never.
Okay. Okay. So you
If
mean to
Steve
tell
wants
me
to say him, Steve
you
could
mean
do that, but I'm not doing it.
you mean to tell me ain't nobody gonna step up and debate this brother and he gonna have to wait till after debate mania to get an opponent over here? Is that what y'all telling
Hold,
me?
hold on, DMG. I mean, maybe I should take it as an insult, or maybe it ain't an insult. But I put in work back here, and I was number one. I may be still number one, but I got what is it? Night of the Living Arguments. I got a shot at either Big Hemi or Joshua. So I know I'm a small fry, but I still put in work over here.
I
So
know
it's all good.
you a pillar over here. I don't know what you talking about. You ain't no small fry.
Can I speak now? Can I
Yes,
say
sir.
something?
It's on you.
Yeah. It's so funny. Yeah. You ain't gonna address Kassad because you can't address Kassad. That's the problem. You remember DMG? Like it was like almost 3 months ago when I had my show over here, and he got up and addressed me, and Poser came back and did a show. Still never did it. Still never brought another translation. It ain't the fact that you moved on to bigger and better. You realize I am the bigger and better, and you can't get here. That's the problem. Your scholarship and your knowledge on Egypt, every time you step to me, you get embarrassed. You know I got audio of your own homie, the guy that you go to for information and keep correcting you, admit I'm correct. But yet you still want to argue with me. Why do you're beneath me, so there's no reason to argue with you. Every time we on a panel together, all you do is just throw insults at me. So talk to you for what? You're like I said, you're nothing really in the debate world. You ran from DMG in a debate that should have been easy for you. I hate Christianity and stuff so much, but you ran from DMG. Like
Who you talking to, Jose or
Jose,
me?
yeah.
Oh,
Like,
oh, oh.
like he's
I
Listen,
think,
listen, listen.
I think Steve was saying he might see you though, bro.
I know it was supposed to be him and he's look. Oh yeah, I was gonna address Steve next because you was supposed to bring home the title so I could bust your head. That's see you was supposed to bring home the title, but hey, I knew you won. I knew you ain't that good. So if you want to take on a battle and bump me up in the rankings, I'll throw the challenge up to you. If
What
you want to take
ranking?
on an Egypt,
What's your ranking?
if you want to go,
What's your ranking?
what was I like 7, some 6 around there?
Guess what my ranking is.
You was one. So if you
I'm
want, if you
still
want to
number
get
one.
knocked down, if
I'm
you want to
still
get
number
knocked down and
one.
let me get
You ain't
bumped
gonna
up.
knock me down.
Oh, okay.
You ain't gonna do it.
So if you would let me complete my statement, the challenge I've been throwing out to all Egyptian, quote unquote, believers, practitioners, scientific, Egyptian chemic infomongers, whatever you want to call yourself, pro chemic guys. You never bring your culture versus the Israelite culture because you know you're going to get exposed for all the filth in Egypt, and you're not going to want to stand behind that. Point blank.
What
Period.
filth? What
So
filth?
so
What
so
filth?
if you
What
so
filth? What filth?
if you want
What
to take it
filth?
on, sir,
What
the
filth are you
challenge is
talking
right
about?
there. The,
What filth you
the
talking about?
challenge.
Putting
Hey,
alligator dung in the vagina? That's what you're
Steve,
talking about?
Steve. The challenge is out there. The
No, what are
challenge is
you
out there.
talking about?
All you
What are you
gotta do is
talking about?
accept it. And as
What are you
towards
talking
Big
about?
Himmy,
Putting alligator dung in the vagina as a
and towards
contraceptive.
and towards Big Himmy, hey, listen, you better be happy you got another title shot because the one that you got on your shoulders right now, you ain't gonna hang on to that. That's mine. You don't even know. So you better be thinking DMG right now. You got another title shot because you better hope you can get that one because that one you talking, you
Who are
running
you
your mouth,
talking
that
to?
one
Me
coming
or
home to
Hemi?
mouth.
Who is he talking to?
He talking to Himmy right now.
Oh, okay.
So
He ain't
He
talking
don't
to
care
me,
about
man. He
that.
throwing
so
rocks at the sun, bro. He
so
ain't talking to
it's
you.
crazy. It's crazy. They all want to talk over me while I'm talking. That's crazy. It's
Let,
crazy.
let, him,
So
Because you
let him
talking
get it out,
reckless.
y'all. Let him get it out, y'all. Let him get it out. Let him get it
so
out.
Jose talked regular. So I sat quiet until he passed me back the mic. So all y'all running y'all mouth, and this how you know you scared. What filth? What filth? You wanna know everything I know. Just take the challenge. If it ain't no filth in there, you shouldn't be scared to defend Egypt culture.
What?
It's that simple.
Listen,
Let's
Mr.
let
Assad.
Steve respond, and then we got some other panelists we need to
Mr.
get to.
Assad, right? You see that I have a debate on the 29th, and then it's a night of the living arguments, right? You not even on the radar. You want to talk about alligator dung and whatever. Well, yeah, I'm not saying no, but we'll hash out a topic and we'll figure it out. Look, you ain't even on the radar right now,
So how about I take your spot
Mr.
on the
Mr.
radar? How
Kassad.
about that? How about I take your
Mr.
spot on the
Kassad,
radar
you ain't
for
even on the
the
radar
night
right
of
now.
the living argument? How about I take your spot on the radar?
How you
And
gonna
you
do
steady
that?
running your mouth.
How are you going to do that?
Set up the debate. You steady running your mouth.
No, I'm not running my mouth. You running your mouth. I told you already
So set it up.
we have a tandem debate on the 29th, right? Stick
Right.
around, stick around. Then
So I
there's
gotta
October
keep waiting.
24th and the
Right.
25th.
So I gotta
Stick
keep waiting.
around, my brother. Stick around.
I'm
Right.
I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna find you somebody. Would you debate a Muslim?
A Muslim. Yeah, man. I debate a Muslim.
All right, I got a NOI Muslim and I have an Orthodox Muslim. I'm gonna see what I can put together because I wanna just throw you in and I wanna get you acquainted with the format and everything like that. So
DMG,
yeah,
brother. I rock
I
out.
already know.
I rock out on any court, home court, away court,
I
their
already
court.
know. I
So
already know. I already know. I already know. I have no doubt. I have no doubt. Don't even take it like that. I have no doubt. But let me get to my sister, step into the light, and then we're gonna go to the undeniable superstar Silky D. Go ahead, sis.
Hey y'all, I just want to say congratulations to both brothers. That was a really great debate. But it's still Info Warriors up. Shout out to Sister Ivory. Steve, you already know we're gonna keep it pushing. Brother Kasad, you talking a lot. Steve ain't running from nobody. Himmy ain't running from nobody. And I don't know if you could deal with it. I don't know if
Is
you
Jose
can.
running, sis? What about Jose?
Well, Jose ain't running either. He just don't want. He just don't want to. He just don't want to be bothered with it. You know what I mean? But and we got two other brothers that ain't gonna run from you either. But yeah, I just want to say, I really enjoyed you guys' debate, and shout out to Sister Ivory, Info
Shout out
Warrior
to
does.
Ivory. Shout out to Ivory. Uh, Hey, Kasai, real quick, I got this brother in the chat, Morris John. Super intelligent brother, very smart. Has not had a debate in Worldview Wars yet. So y'all will both be getting y'all feet wet over here. So maybe you might want to consider him. Maybe I can get y'all on a call on WhatsApp or something. But let me go to Silky D, the undeniable superstar. What you think of the debate? Who you got a question or comment for?
Oh man, yeah, what it do, man? Shout out to everybody, you know what I'm talking about. Peace to the panel and everything. Yeah, that debate was pretty nice. I see Steve, he done turned up the offense a little bit. He done tweeted it. See, Papa got a brand new bag, huh? Yeah, I see them coming with the rush offense. You know, Himmy did his thing. He was, prepared pretty nicely and whatnot. So yeah, them boys did their thing right there. So yeah, it was a good debate, man. Cause y'all turned it up a notch on that one. Y'all, you know what I'm talking about. So you got to raise the bar. But I do got some Himmy on. Yeah, I do got some debate for Himmy though. I got a topic and a premise, man. Since he want to rep that Bible, I say I want to do did the Berbers influence the Bible debate with you, Himmy?
Oh man. Oh man.
Yeah, I'm saying the Berbers influenced the Bible. So what's up?
BNG, man, what's going on? What's going on, man?
Hey man, they coming up. They coming for you, bro. They coming for you, man. Hey, look. In fact, hey, Heavy is the head, my G.
Nah, for real, but nah, did the Bourbons influence the Bible? Oh man, that's a historical debate. That what you're trying to have?
Say, man, you heard my premise.
You ain't getting no premise. You asked me a question, man. You ain't
No,
getting
that is
no.
I'm saying the Berbers influenced the Bible. I'm the affirmative. You be the negative. Hop in the ring.
You just want to talk about the Berbers, man. You know damn well.
Himmy,
Berbers
you've
ain't
been
got nothing
ducking
to
me
do
for a
with
while,
no.
bro. You've been
Hey,
ducking me for
look.
2 years.
Hold on, I gotta say this, man. I've never met somebody more dedicated to a particular people group than the undeniable superstar Silky D is dedicated to the Berbers, man. I've never seen it.
Yeah,
This is a
I got a few
dedicated
gems I
brother.
need to drop on that.
Hey, hear me? He done laid it out, man. But hey, Kasai say he the best biblical debater, hear me. So you might want to let him take it, man.
What you gonna? That's up to him. You got a challenger right here, right now. The undeniable superstar Silky D representing for the Berbers. Decide what you think about that. He say they influenced the Bible, bro.
I'd rather kill you first, Himmy, than I kill him after you. He can get that fade after you. I need to go ahead and get
Look,
that hardware first.
look, I
So
promise. Listen, I'm gonna say this. I'm
Oh,
gonna
he
say
want
this for everybody.
everybody want that social media title, man.
Yeah, but that's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say this for everybody. Listen, man. Let me clear my schedule, and I guarantee y'all know me. I debate. I ain't ducking no smoke. I ain't whatever. So let me clear my schedule. Let me make some room on the calendar, and all y'all will be able to one by
yeah,
one.
I'm not
All
rushing
right.
you, Himmy.
Just
I'm
let me
just
clear
saying,
my
yeah, I'm putting
schedule.
you on the list. I'm telling you, I'm putting you on the list.
I bet.
So yeah,
Yeah,
we're gonna have to you gotta catch that fade.
I hear you, bro.
Man,
Can I say something real quick?
Himmy the most sought after debater. Who just said something?
Cause
Go ahead, bro.
yeah, nah, I was gonna say, I mean, you gonna throw your smoke towards me? I'm getting y'all making me bad. I'm not. Look, man, I ain't never ducking no smoke, but I'm mad I can't get my hands on the people that I called out and actually got like challenges to. That's what's making me mad. Steve, you gotta do all this extra stuff. You gotta tag. Which, hey, shout out to you. You got tag team. Shout out a tag team title match, August 29th, right? Who y'all going up against? Hey, what's the date for that? What's the time? Make sure y'all tune in for that. Who y'all going up against for the tag team titles?
It's Gnosticism versus uh, Kemetism. Which is more practical in 2026. So we're going up against Gnosis.
The
His name
Comedic
is
Express against the Legion of Gnosis.
yeah.
And that's
It's gonna
August
be good.
29th.
Yeah, yeah. This month, the 29th,
What time
Saturday,
is?
to be determined, but it's gonna be good.
Okay, yeah.
It'll
Make
be
sure y'all
7:15 Central Time.
make sure y'all tune into that. Make sure y'all tune in that. But I'm mad I can't smack you up right now, or within the
be,
near future. And
be,
and and
be, be and Uncle Jose. We gonna be tandem.
yeah, and then Himmy, like I said, I'm mad I can't slap you up. I've been knew Jose was running, so yeah, I'm just mad. You shifted me from beating up Christianity, and then the other guy, he messed up his chances over here. I was gonna take his title that he had. I ain't gonna say his name though. We know what he's talking about.
Well,
Anyway,
no, he back. He actually caused a little ruckus today. He back, so maybe we can negotiate that. We'll try to negotiate that between, and I'll say his name, between you and MVP Chris Harris.
oh no, I wasn't talking about dude. I'm talking about the other dude.
Oh, you talking about Marble Mouth? Yeah,
Yeah. I wanted to stump him out. Oh, I wanted to stump him out over here.
Marble Mouth. Yeah,
Anyway,
he a corpse. He a corpse. He
yeah,
did.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So
What about Heru? Heru got 2 belts.
Haru said he want to have a convo. I'm down. He a
Mm.
Kemet guy though. He a Kemet guy. That's what I'm saying. He trying to switch me from beating up Kemet and Christianity, and he threw a Muslim in there, and I'm like, damn, okay. I mean, I can beat up a Muslim, but that ain't really what I want to beat up right now.
I'm just trying to get your muscles flexing, man. You know, I ain't trying to have no cold fighters. That's all. So I mean, but if you chilling, you chilling. But I was just trying to get you in the ring. That's all.
Oh, his hands ain't ready to eat. He can't
Put
win.
him
His
against
hands ain't
Ramo.
ready to eat.
Put him against Ramo. Let Ramo get him.
His
Ramo
his hands
got
ain't.
a debate with Jose.
Bruh, and you, the Berber guy, need to go somewhere. Like, what is you obsessed with that stuff? I don't even want to talk to you. Anyway,
Ain't nobody worried about you, bro.
when you get
I
some
mean,
real
you know you
sources,
ain't gonna step over here.
when you get some real sources, then you talk to me.
You
Anyway,
still clear, bro. You just make sure
Ru,
you still clear.
Hey Ru
Okay?
said he want to talk to me. So you
If
get
you
some.
step in the Ru got seeing me, so if you want to step in the ring, get in there. You talking big and
So
bad.
hey Ru
This
said he
sound
want to
real
see
good
me.
to you in the ring,
So
bro.
That
maybe
is true.
maybe
Silky and Haru, that is true.
maybe
Yeah,
I can get in.
Ru called me out, bro. Kasad, I'm gonna hit you up. I'm gonna figure something out. Even if we just do a call out to mandatory or a takeover Tuesday, I just gotta get you. And I got a debate with JJ, bro. Like everything you want to be, I'm already got lined up. You need to cut it out, man. Hold on, Silk. I'm gonna go around. I'm
Date.
gonna go around everybody. I'm gonna hit you up tomorrow, or not to. Let me know when, cause I know your schedule will be crazy. Let me know when a good day for us to rap, cause I just, even if it's just me getting you in front of the people, we gonna do something.
It ain't no sweat DMG. You know, just hit me up, bro. We can always set something up. As far he think that's a boast. Like that's funny. Anyway, hey man, I'm picking up off. Hey, peace to everyone. Hey, make sure y'all tune in on the 29th. Make sure y'all check that out. It's gonna be fire. Tag team titles on the line. DMG, I might be part of a tag team. I got a brother too that might debate. So hey, we might have to come take the tag team titles too. So
bring them on over, bro. Bring them on over. That's how we doing it, man. Bring
Yeah,
them on
sound
over.
good. That part.
Con, hey, shout out to y'all. Hey, I'm gonna fall off. Hey, peace and blessings to everyone. Y'all have a great
All
night.
right, Chisad.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right.
Peace.
Undeniable superstar. We're gonna start with you, man. Talk to him.
I don't know what these boys got gassed up at, but anyways, yeah, man, good debate, fellas, good stuff. Himmy, we can get that fade. We can just put that on the list, man. You know what I'm talking about? We're gonna throw that somewhere on the schedule. Yeah, we got tons of debates lined up. You know, we got the tandem going down. We got Haru, me and Haru about to get it in. You know what I mean? So, oh yeah, it's definitely going down.
And
Everything
Silky
looking
got a
real
lot of
good
stuff
right
going
now.
on. He got a lot of stuff going on outside of this platform. He got his own platform. He doing stuff on other people's platform. So y'all go support the brother as well. Uncle Jose, talk to him.
Yeah. Tune in August 29th, the tandem debate, me and Steve, Comedic Express versus Raymore Esoteric Bantu and Dwayne Darkness.
The
Which
Legion of
one is more
Gnosis.
practical? The Legion of Gnosis. Which one is more practical in 2026? Comedicism or Gnosticism? And once again, to my boy who running off his mouth, I got 4 debates. What you got? And you still have to wait till after the 29th if you're going to debate Mars John because I got first. So let him keep talking. The more he talk, the more he going to get pushed back. So let him
Oh
keep over here
man.
run his mouth talking about he wants smoke because he had to be on dope and or dog food.
Oh wow.
So
What?
whichever one
Why?
he on, he need to get off it
Why I gotta be like that, Jose?
because he acting like he on dope and dog food. It must see that crocodile dog.
Wow.
That's what it is.
Wow. You something else, Jose.
Right.
You something else.
No, he doing too much.
You
So I'm
some
gonna
you
let him know
something
he
else,
can't come
brother.
over here. He can't come over here doing too much.
You something else, brother. You something else, man. You need to stop that, man. You need to
No,
stop that.
I didn't start it. I was minding my business.
You need to
The
stop
man
being
come
like
over
that,
here.
brother.
The man come over here and try to disrespect. So tell him I
You
said put
need
some respect on the disrespect. We don't do that over here.
you need to stop being like that, brother. All right, man. So we gonna tap in with you next weekend. The first tandem debate, we will be establishing our tandem division champions. They already have a title defense lined up against the seven, the team of Pandemus and Theo Seven at Debate Mania. That'll be Debate Mania night one. So the seven will be waiting on the winners of next week's tandem title matchup. Y'all be here for it. All right. We're going to go to our sister, Step Into the Light.
Yeah, just make sure you tune in Wednesday. This Wednesday, we got the young infomonger Jay Santos coming up with his presentation on why the Medunetta has not been deciphered. And that's what
Oh,
it
man.
is.
Oh, man. Make sure y'all tuning in to Light Show every Wednesday. Step Into the Light with Light Brown. Sister bringing some good content. Brothers be joining us for some heavy conversations. So y'all make sure y'all tap into that. And then I'm going to go to my brother, Elder Yara. Any final comments on this social media title matchup? Unmute your mic, Elder Yara, if you're still there. Elder Yara going once, going twice. All right, something might be up with our brother. He may have stepped away. We're going to go to Domo. This was your first time judging over here, man. I thought you did a great job, great breakdown, uh, good feedback. I really liked the video. Definitely be contacting you for some stuff we got coming up. What were your thoughts as we close this thing out?
No, I appreciated the opportunity. Like I said, I thought it was a good debate. I thought you had one debater that really kind of showed their experience, another debater that showed they depth of their research. You know what I mean? And so I enjoyed it. It was engaging, and what I'm saying, even learned a little bit. You know what I mean? So I look forward to the next opportunity. You know what I mean? To help out around here. You feel me? And so yeah. So whatever you got. Now remember, like I told you though. Some niggas I don't fuck with. They don't fuck with me. So
Right, right,
you
right.
know. So just to be fair,
That's what I really do respect about you and Elder Yara. For the world title debate between Gideon and Joshua. You told me, why it may not be a good situation for you to be a judge.
right.
And Elder Yara had a conflict that was on the other side of the conflict that you had. So but they were conflicts nonetheless due to relationships with the same individual. So
Right.
I couldn't use either one of y'all for that debate. But I
Yeah, no,
like,
it's all about integrity. It's all about keep, you know what
yeah,
I'm saying, integrity. Like the
absolutely,
foundation of
absolutely.
the foundation of these platforms is the judging. You know what I'm saying? And if people don't respect the decisions or don't feel like they get a fair shot, then none of this work. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
and
So
that's why I wanted to move to this kind of judging system where we actually get to hear from the judges and the fans and the debaters. You know, I may not agree with y'all assessment, but I live by the judge decision is final. The debater may not agree with y'all assessment, but at least they get to hear it. The people get to hear it and understand it, and we move on from it. You know, I know it's a lot of cats. You know, I ain't gonna even repeat the dude name, but they don't know how to take losses, and it don't make no difference how old they get or how long they've been doing this. They just don't know how to do it. But I think you will find here over here with the people. Excuse me, with the people we have, that's not the case. So shout out to y'all.
yeah, and I will say that I do see, you know what I'm saying, more willingness to be like, you know what, I disagree, but you know that's where it's at, and so I can definitely respect that, and if I can help contribute to that, you know what I mean, and you know, however I can, you know, I'm with it. So yeah, I appreciate y'all for the opportunity. Just ready, what I'm saying, ready to see y'all grow and do more and see more. So yeah, it is that. But now you know, DMG. Some of these niggas is just not worth the rub. You know what I mean? Like it's just, you know what I mean? Like
Facts,
you do
facts.
everything you do. Cause like, you know, I know I've been around a lot of people that have built debate platforms, and you know what I mean, I know the work that go into them. You know what I'm saying, the selflessness that go into it, and I've seen debaters just take and take and take and not give nothing back. You feel me? And so, shout out to you and everything you doing, all your debates and everything. And yeah, I plan to be back.
Appreciate it. And y'all make sure y'all follow him on Instagram. I just happened to creep up on that video you did about Stephen A. And I was like, damn, that was fire. So make sure
I appreciate it.
y'all follow the brother on Instagram and on all the other platforms that he on. Also check out his podcast. I don't have the name of it, but let them know the name of it, bro.
Yeah, at the Chop Up Show, the Chop Up Show on YouTube, the Chop Up Show on Instagram. It's at the Political Plug on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, all of that. Fuck with it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Definitely follow the brother. Like I said, I seen him on there before, but I just happened to click on it, and I didn't even know what I was clicking on. And I'm like, man, that sounds like Domo. Then I seen what it was about. I was like, oh, that was fire. And the same production that he put into that video is what he put into the video where he gave his assessment of the debate. So salute for the consistency. We appreciate it. I did want to get with Elder Yara, but I think the brother may have stepped away or having a connection issue. I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna go to our brother Steve, and then we'll let Himmy close this thing out. Steve got the tandem title match coming up next week, and next month he has a world title shot. Kemet Infomonger, like a
Uh,
mummy, you gonna rise again. Talk to him.
yeah, I'm gonna be a demon. I'm gonna be in the pit of hell, chilling with the rest of the demons. So it's all good. But congratulations, Hemi, on your flawless victory. Congratulations to all of the monotheistic Christians out there. And I know history and facts don't matter. We gonna function on belief. We gonna rock out on belief and critical thinking. Put that in your pocket because it don't matter. Peace. I'm
All
still here.
right. All right, Big Himmy. This is your what? Is this your second successful title defense, if I'm not mistaken? Um,
Yeah, so I had this is my second time with the
the second time defending my social media title. I defended against Rainbow, and then I defended it against
No
uh
doubt, no doubt,
Steve.
no doubt. Yeah, so that's your second. And right now, you you got the longest current streak because the longest streak is obviously Pan. He had the title for a year. But right now, in terms of active champions, you got the longest streak. But everybody's starting pretty much pretty fresh because Jashu just won. Hey Root just won, but right now I think you the most active. So uh, congratulations on that. Like I said, you having a good week. Sunday you took the last argument standing. You retained your title, and now you're looking ahead to a rubber match with the devil at Debate Mania 2. What you thinking?
Sir, first of all, shout out to Steve, man. I like the the salty humility at the same time. I hear them. I hear you, little shot talk about the shout out to the monotheistic Christians and um, facts and history don't matter. It's all good, bro. You did well, man. You win some, you lose some, but you live. You live the fight another day, my brother. Um, as far as me and Joshua, man, like you said, it's a rubber match. Now it's time for the rubber meet rubber to meet the road. I'm tongue twisted. And I don't have to see this man no more. So I'm gonna have to. I'm, I'm sure everybody tired of seeing the debate as well. So
Oh man.
we got to hash out of the topic so we can get this over and done with for good. You know what I'm saying? Right now we got the tie. We 1-1. We just call it at the best out of three. You know what I'm saying? And
No doubt, no doubt. Hey,
Yeah.
he he
Look
straight
at you,
up.
boy, Himmy. Walking in my footsteps, huh?
He said he said the same thing. He was like, but I don't know if I told you. He predicted that you was gonna win the last argument standing.
Yeah, he told me. He told me that he predicted it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like, and I mean straight up. I think it's on record on the show. He was like, I asked him who, I showed him the field. He was like, man, I guess it's gonna be me and Himmy again. I was like, what? I said, man, out of all them people you picking Himmy? He was like, man. And then that's why when you won, I was like, man, this is crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that kind of messed me up. I think that dude the devil for real, man.
Yeah, but
I
that's
mean,
what I
Himmy
say.
been
It's
doing
time
his
for so
thing
he had.
though.
Remember, I told you the biblical narrative. So it was a defeat, then the let him loose, right? So I beat him at the last argument standing, right? So then he had to be let loose for this like 1,000 year reign.
You
Where
beat
he
him
go?
at the last word last year.
Yeah, the last word. That's what I'm saying. The last word because he beat me at debate mania. Then I beat
Right,
him at the
right.
last word. So I told you the Genesis was debate mania.
Hey man, yeah,
The
you
the
sure did.
the final word was the beginning of Revelation where it's the beginning. Now and then he release and get his little 1,000 year reign. So this will be the where he goes in the lake of fire for
Now
good.
you finna throw him in the lake of fire. That is hilarious, bro. That is hilarious. Oh
So
man,
yeah,
that's hilarious.
yeah, man. So
He say now I'm finna throw him in the lake of fire. That is hilarious. Family, y'all know what it is, man. It's Paradigm Shift TV 314. We got Big Himmy defending the social media title against our brother Steve, the Kemet Infomonger. But, like I said, you have not seen the last of Steve. Night of the Living Arguments. You will see that brother possibly against Big Himmy or against Joshua. Whoever walk out of Debate Mania got to walk into Night of the Living Arguments to face this man. So I'm going to leave y'all with that. The social media champ is still the best biblical debater. We got debates coming by the pound. Listen, Debate Mania is coming. Night of the Living Arguments. We got the tandem division. Champ's gonna be established next week. Himmy has a face-off with Joshua, but he also has a face-off coming with the most dangerous Bible believer in Neo One Love. We got a lot of things taking place. Worldview Wars Debate League, Paradigm Shift TV 314. This is your brother, the infamous DMG. Y'all come on Black. We trying our best to bring y'all the best edutaining content we can, excuse me. And like I said, listen, being hated by losers is the price I pay for not being one of them. So, shout out to the losers. Keep making them 7-hour videos. Keep putting me in your titles so people can come over here and try to see what we got going on. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to all the superstars of the Worldview Wars Debate League. And we're going to lead you to the sound of Big Himmy, man. I think it's appropriate. Welcome to the shift. We out. That's peace. Hey, before I play Welcome to the Shift, though, I gotta hit y'all with this one more time, man, because this is, I like it, you know what I mean? And we ain't ducking no smoke.
We ain't ducking no smoke. Yeah. The infamous Paradigm Shift TV 314. Worldview Wars Debate League. Bring that smoke. We ain't ducking no smoke. Bring the fire, let it breathe. Arguments get buried when they step into the lead. 3-4 stamp. Put the pressure on your throat. Worldview Wars. Nah, we ain't ducking no smoke. DMG step in, whole atmosphere shift. Paradigm branded, every bar come equipped. Talk big online, better stand on the quote, cause we came for the fire. We ain't ducking no smoke. Dark room, sharp mind, let the wordplay cut. Weak logic get smoked when the questions erupt. No bluff in the building, no running, no choke. If you claim that you got it, then come prove what you spoke. Facts over feelings, put the claim on trial. Worldview Wars, make them walk through the fire. Chin check, hit. Watch the whole tone change. One bad argument, get erased from the game. We ain't ducking no smoke, bring the fire, let it breathe. Arguments get buried when they step into the lead. 3-4 stamps, put the pressure on your throat. Worldview Wars. Nah, we ain't ducking no smoke. The infamous DMG. Paradigm Shift TV 314. Worldview Wars. The argument. Bring the pressure. Bring the smoke.
I don't got no friends. I don't got no friends. You know what I mean? I got supporters, people on my side and people on the other side.
Welcome to the shift where the whole room glows. DMG vibes got the city on go. Stand on what you know, every mind gon' grow. If you black, I'm with you, let the whole world know. Paradigm like, yo, shine just right. Respect your view, even if we don't align right. We can disagree and still keep the love tight. DMG family, we elevate the mind right. This that channel that be talking back, energy attack. Iron sharpens iron, watch the whole league react. Competition in the building, better tighten up your facts. We ain't clones, but we still mirror how you crack under impact. Every debater work hard, spot a weak, rap fast. You live wrong, paradigm shift, and break your stance. I'm the judge, the jury, the pen, the contrast. My bars hit always like a quadruple, bottom to the shift, where the whole room glows. BMG vibes got the city on go. Stand on what you know, every mind gon' grow. If you black, I'm with you, let the whole world know. Paradigm light, yeah, we shine just right. Respect your view, even if we don't all align right. We can disagree and still keep the love tight. BMG family, we elevate the mind right. We invite every mind, long as you stand on yours. Walking with respect, leave with open doors. Channel stay lit, views jumping off the boards. STL bounce, yeah, this vibe from the source. Competitors, welcome, step up, don't fold. We don't fear pressure, we refine under load. Thoughts heavy, we press them till the truth gets told. Shift so clean, if the platinum even willing to go. Come through correct, bring your logic and your proof. Speak your truth, just don't run from the truth. We debate with grace, that's the paradigm groove. Flow so smooth, even turbulence move. Welcome to the shift, where the whole room go. BMG vibes got the city on go. Stand on what you know, every mind gon' grow. If you black, I'm with you, let the whole world know. Paradigm light, yeah, we shine just right. Respect your view, even if we don't align right. We can disagree and still keep the love tight. BMG family, we elevate the mind right. Where the home go. BMG vibes like the city on go. Stand on what you know, every mind gon' go. If you black, I'm with you, let the whole world know. Paradigm light, yeah, we shine just right. Respect your view, even if we don't align right. We can disagree and still keep the love tight. BMG family, we elevate the mind right. Welcome to the shift. BMG vibes got the city on go. Welcome to the shift. Stand on what you know, every mind gon' grow. Welcome to the shift. If you black, I'm with you, black, I'm with you. Welcome to the shift. We can disagree and still keep the love tight. Welcome to the shift. BMG family, we elevate the mind right. Welcome to the shift. BMG vibe got the city on Walk with paradigm shift, keep it on forward.
Y'all know I say that greeting for one reason and one reason only. It's because if you black, I'm with you. And I hope that you with me.